Son of a Binge, we have the wonderful Edvin Riding. You may know him from The Young Royals on Netflix. He's also going to be in the new Hunger Games. And today we are talking about his starring role in A Life's Worth, which is this beautiful, gritty, and heartbreaking look at war. Hey, Edvin, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you, Richmond. Thank you.
Okay, the way I like to kick this off is to have you kind of explain your show in 30 seconds or less. No
Oh,
pressure at all.
Jesus. Okay. 30 seconds or less. I can't
Yeah,
tell if that's short or long.
I,
Uh,
I can't either.
okay. So it's a story set in 1993 in the middle of the war in Yugoslavia, in former Yugoslavia. And we follow four young soldiers and their colonel.
Mhm.
And their experience as Swedish soldiers acting under a UN flag, trying to deal with every part of the conflict and trying to survive,
Yeah,
pretty much. And the story also follows the perspective of the local population, and it's powerful.
you did it. I think
Did I?
30 seconds. And then
Wow!
when I edit it, it'll really be 30 seconds.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Edmund plays Johan Strand or Johan. I said Johan.
It's whatever you like, but
Yeah.
the Swedish pronunciation is Johan.
You won. Okay.
Johan.
Edmund plays Johan Strand, and it is inspired by the experiences of the first Swedish UN battalion, like he said, during the Bosnia War in 1993. And I believe your director calls it the Forgotten War.
Yeah, he does, and I think he's right about that. I certainly felt like when I read the script the first time, I really felt like, wow, I know nothing about this.
Nothing. This is also based on Magnus Ernstrom's memoir, A Half Year, an Entire Life. So did you read the book before doing this?
I did, yes. And we were very fortunate enough to have Magnus on set with us as a consultant.
Oh,
Uh,
that's great.
It was great for many reasons. One, he's very knowledgeable of this story, obviously,
Yeah.
because it comes from him. And he lived the life of these characters. He's also a very funny man, and it's great to have one of those people who can make everybody laugh while shooting a story like this. It's very easy to get caught up in the heaviness of all of it and the darkness, but he was amazing, and he's written a beautiful book. And he our first night with him, I think he did like a PowerPoint presentation about his
Oh.
experiences in this war, and showed some of his pictures that he himself had taken, and told us stories that not many people know, and it was very valuable to us,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I feel like anyone going into a military or army situation should have to, like, this should be required viewing, like to know what you're getting into. Because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong after doing this, I feel like not many people would choose to go to war.
No, it's an interesting like question to talk about. You hear people talking about how they would love to represent their country, and how they would love to fight for their country and defend their country and be in war. And it's very much what my character in this series is about. He's very eager to just shoot some guns, and it's he's so oblivious to whatever it is. And I mean, me personally, I have no experience of being in real war or being in a real conflict, but um so I can't answer for what it is, but the experience I had with this shooting the series and talking to the veterans and doing the work that we did, it's challenging in so many more ways than you can imagine, I think.
So, what attracted you to this role and project?
Well, so what happened was actually all of us when we went into the audition process, all of us went in to read for the same character, we thought.
Oh, that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, and because we all did the same scenes, playing the same character in those scenes. On the day in the room, Ahmed Abdullahi, our lovely director, would do tweaks, and he would go, you know, let's try one. Sorry, this might feel out of out of nowhere for you, but let's try one where you're like detoxing from morphine, and he would add
Oh,
these little like tweaks and pieces of the other characters and to just test us a little bit and see what he
yeah.
liked. When I was offered this, eventually after the auditions, I wasn't really offered a role. They just told me, they were like, we're thinking about you as either Strand or Kilpenin.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they were like, we're still thinking, but is there any one of them that you would prefer? And I immediately went, yeah, I'd love to play Strand because
Yes. Yes.
yeah, it was very, I decided very quickly. I didn't
Well,
think.
you must have done the detoxing from morphine audition so well that they.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I've never done morphine, or I've
Oh
not.
gosh, no. I was
No.
like, is morphine like I haven't done like obviously like most drugs. I
No.
was like, is
Yeah.
morphine like heroin? Because I have to say, how did no one notice how sick he was getting? Like that's the one thing that I was like, this man can hardly stand up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the way we explained it to ourselves and the way we defended it for ourselves, was like, well, we were all there when we got shot by these RPKs, and that was traumatizing, and it's, none of us are really sleeping, so it's, I don't know, maybe he's just having a couple bad days. Later on in the story, it becomes more evident what's really going
Yeah.
on there.
So did you have to go through like a boot camp?
Yes. So what we did was we had never met before. We never did any chemistry reads during the audition process, but we met up in central Stockholm. Our director told us to like pack a bag and meet me at this location, which was the central train station in Stockholm. And this is going to sound so sketchy. We all met up, and we had never met before, any of us really. So we were like, "What's up? Hi, I'm Edvin," and and then he showed up in, driving a white van, and he was like, "Get in," and he took us just north of Stockholm.
Yeah, it sounds like a kidnapping. Just gonna.
Yes, it very much does. It wasn't, but it very much sounds like a kidnapping. No, but he dropped us off at this like shooting range complex. It was a ton of buildings, but it was, we were greeted by this retired military major. That Eric Enge, who plays Kilpenin, he actually knew this guy.
Oh,
He saw him and he was like, "Oh, hey man." So that made us all calm down a little bit.
okay. Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'll pick you up in 5 days." Our director, he was like, "Yeah, I'll pick you up in 5 days. Have fun."
Oh,
And then we were like, "Okay, this is the boot camp. We'll just follow orders, I suppose." And we were there for 5 days, and we got a proper crash course in both the like military ways, and like how to handle a firearm and how to set up camp in the woods and how to walk and talk like a soldier, and what
yeah.
happens if you fail to follow orders, what happens if you're late to um a gathering of any sorts. It's like
Yeah.
everybody else is doing push-ups until you show up. So don't screw up. It did teach us a lot about. We did a bunch of these like role-playing exercises as well, and it taught us a lot about that, the world of a soldier and the life of a soldier. But what it mainly did for us, I think, was it made us bond so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we walked away from those 5 days as brothers. It was crazy. The how much we bonded. And it makes sense because it's like we were spending all this time together and we were very fragile and we were
Hmm.
suffering and suffering together is very efficient when it comes to bonding. So
Yeah, I think they
um
call that trauma bonding.
yes, exactly. Um
So do you ever, a lot of actors will listen to music to kind of get into the headspace of a character. Do you listen to music to get into a role? And like, what's on your playlist right now?
I do, yeah. It's one of the things I feel like I, I don't know if I have a process, but I one of the things I find comfort in doing is creating like a playlist for every character. The playlist for Strand was the most annoying thing I think for me with
Okay.
this process because it was music I would never. It was like proper stone cold heavy metal
Oh,
rock
wow.
music that I listen to. But so when I rapped, that was one of the nice things for me. You know, I was like, okay, I'm done with that playlist now. I can go back to my normal like um musical ballads. That's
What, so I have to ask, what is on your playlist?
right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's a little bit of Justin Bieber.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, his newest albums. It was multiple, wasn't it? I
Daisy's
always
is on my playlist right now.
yeah, for me it's Daisies and Yukon. It's two solid bangers. What else? It's I always have a little bit of a few songs from Hamilton the musical.
Oh, I
Mm,
love it.
yes, it's I can't get enough.
Yeah.
Um,
One of my close friends was the original Angelica.
Stop it! That's awesome.
Renee-
Really?
Yeah, Renee
Wow.
Pillsbury. She's the best.
Congratulations to you. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's really funny. I like Bieber and Hamilton. You
Yeah,
just
it's a
put them
good
together.
mix. It's, because my music taste depends so much on the day. Certain days I'm like, I feel the need to just listen to some like rap
Yeah.
music and hip hop. And some days it's musicals and film scores. And other days it's just like everyday pop and R&B. It's like Sabrina Carpenter
Oh,
and Billie Eilish and
yeah.
Olivia
How,
Rodrigo,
how about Taylor's new album? Or have you
I've
seen
listened
that?
to I'm not I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie. I feel like that's like
Yeah, yeah.
cultural appropriation of some sorts because I don't listen to her music that much. But it she's massive, so her music seeps through, and I hear it. I'm like I'm listening to like The Fate of Ophelia, and I'm like, that's a good song. Sorry,
Yeah.
great song.
I did the dance. I just want you to know. Under duress,
Yeah,
but I did
yeah, I got it.
it. The
Yeah.
sad thing is we can all do it.
I
Or,
know.
or
Yeah.
the best thing, not even
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you watch any other like war films as research?
Um, the one recommendation, because I asked Ahmed for like what are your references? Like what it's a very valuable question to ask a director. He said two things. He said, actually, I shouldn't say where it's from because I don't know for sure. It's called um Kovadish Aida,
Oh, okay.
and it centers around it's set in the same time period in the same war, and it's about a translator who loses parts of her family in the genocide in Srebrenica. It's so powerful. It's such a good film, and so he told me to watch that, and I did, and I was very moved by it. And then there was a Swedish documentary about these Swedish UN soldiers called Tango Lima that I watched. But other than that, not very much. It was more.
There's not a lot that like matches what your series does.
Exactly, and it's that's what Ahmed told me as well, and he was like, it's this is too different from the other war films or war series that you will see,
Mm,
because that's not the story we're trying to tell. That's one genre. This is something else,
yeah.
and so he told me to watch Kova Shaida because that was the closest thing, and and then I kept reading about the conflict, and I read Magnus's book and multiple times and. Also, I kept trying to like to get closer to this. Obviously, it's hard for you to tell because you're not Swedish, but I'm doing a Southern Swedish dialect.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and which is not the way I normally speak. I had just done a film where I spoke with another Swedish dialect, so I was feeling quite done with dialects at the point, and then Ahmed went like, "You can have any dialect you want, except the one you normally speak in."
And you're
I
like,
just
oh,
went, "Oh my God."
yeah,
Yeah,
you're like, okay. Because,
yeah, here we go.
I don't think people realize they think it's so easy to speak in a different dialect, a different accent, but it actually takes like a significant part of your brain to
Yeah,
do
it
that.
does. It does. And I've recently gotten to work with brilliant dialect coaches and what they taught me was like languages and accents. It's mainly like because when you if you don't know it, if you just face it, it's just a
Mhm.
wall of sounds.
Yeah.
It's a combination of how you move your tongue, your lips, and your jaw, and you just
Yeah.
have to create, sounds from that.
And
And
then you have to act on top of that. That's the hard
Exactly,
part. Yeah.
exactly. So it's about like doing a full workout with your mouth and then adding emotions on top of it. That's
Yeah.
the recipe. And that's not as easy as it sounds.
No, not at
Uh,
all.
yeah, but so I did a little bit of work on that, and like my character obviously is very narrow-minded and bigoted and simple in his mindset, I would say, when we first meet him, and it took some work to get closer to that as well.
Yeah, that's a great description of him. Okay, so a slightly more serious but relevant question. With everything going on in the world, in Gaza, in Sudan, why do you think a show like this is so important? Like I told you, I feel like it should be necessary viewing for people because it educates you in 6 episodes.
Mm,
But with all the conflict going on in the world, I did feel like I was watching the news a little bit when I was watching this
mm.
series. Why do you think it's so important right now?
I think the most important part of this show is it's not the narrative has nothing to do with the war itself. It's about how the people are affected by the war. The show puts a lot of weight in the storyline of the locals and which obviously is the people that are most affected by this conflict. That narrative is important to carry with
Yeah,
you when you're reading all the news about what's happening in the world in
yeah,
Sudan and in Palestine. It's because it's literal genocides, and there are a lot of interests
yep,
involved in the conflicts and it's a rabbit hole to get into, but it's
yeah, yeah. No,
media, it's the coverage and all of that, and it's important as human beings, I think, to remember that we're talking about and looking at other human beings.
yeah, and to empathize. Like that is
Yeah.
one thing that I think you were kind of saying this. You learn the story about everyone from
Yeah.
the Muslims to the young soldiers, and you feel empathy for everyone. And I think what we need right now is probably more of that in the world without us going into a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's a very important project.
Yeah.
And then switching over to the love story between Alma and Strand is like
Yeah.
so innocent and sweet. Um, One of my favorites is when they're in captivity and they're like, "Are you going to die a virgin?" I
Yeah, I know.
made me laugh so hard. I was like, "Poor guy."
It's like you're about to die. Why are you thinking about that right now? But that's
I
what you
know.
think about in his shoes, I think.
Did you guys film anything that didn't make it in?
Um, I'm sure we did. It's I know from like the top of my head. Most of the stuff that's not in there is even more like footage of these soldiers
Oh, okay, okay.
bonding, just chatting. I think with Strand and Alma, it's most of it is there.
Hmm.
Because and I'm happy about that because it's I feel like every step of that storyline and that arc is so important because she just gradually resets his mind pretty much. He goes into this and he's like, yeah, what's going on? Like, show me the gun and I'll follow the orders. And then he's like, whoa, these are like real people, and this is like family members fighting each other, and it's so much more, and I am in love, and I want to leave this and I want to choose her and I want to go to Sweden and I want stability for her and I want stability for us.
Yeah.
And
I feel like he starts this as a boy and he ends up a man.
yes, very much so. Yeah,
And he's
very,
like
very
going to
much
take responsibility for another person, for their relationship. So it's like, it's a really nice arc. What scene was the most fun for you to film? And I have to say, Tony looks a bit like Zac Efron to me. I don't know. Am I?
I am gonna text him that as soon as we are done with this call. That's hilarious.
Yeah, the whole time I was like, I was going to do a side to side. I might do that in this podcast.
Please do, please do. I agree with you. He's a very handsome man. He's a very, very handsome man. It's wow, the most fun scene to shoot. Good question. I'm just thinking about the most miserable scenes to shoot at the moment. Hang on.
You can do hardest.
The most fun scene to shoot was probably I'd say we had a lot of fun shooting the scene in episode one where we're attacked by the RPKs, I think.
Yeah,
That was fun. We were in Slovakia and the weather was great and it was like it was action and we were having fun. No, actually, you know which one it is. It's the wrestling scene. That was a lot of fun.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
they oiled me and Tony up. And we just he's obviously 10 times better than me at wrestling and stronger
Yeah.
than me. So he would always win.
Oh.
But we had a lot of fun.
Amazing. All right, a few questions with the Young Royals and
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
quickly, I know you can't talk too much about it, but for Young Royals, is there ever a chance of like revisiting that series, maybe like middle-aged royals, or is it done?
Middle-aged royals, that's funny. I don't know. It's I don't know. I maybe
Yeah,
it's not in my hands. And I think there's a lot of I feel like at this point it's a lot of people that would need to feel the same way about it.
at the same time. Yeah.
Yes. And I've had that before when it's like revisiting old stories and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it depends on if there's more to tell. I've been so focused on like just enjoying what that was. Not really thinking about what more there is to tell, but I'm not going to shut the door, but um we'll
All
see.
right, everyone, you heard it here first. Middle-aged could happen.
Yeah.
And do you still get recognized the most for that right now? Like, what is one of the strangest like fan recognition experiences you've had?
Strangest, I don't know. It's definitely the one I get recognized for the most, I'd say. Um, I don't know, just like being recognized in different play. It's like I was recognized in like Indonesia, and I'm recognized in the U.S. and I'm recognized in here in Germany, and it's just baffling to me how widespread this show became, and it makes me
Amazing.
feel very proud of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Hunger Games, you're going to be playing Vitus. Am I saying
Vitus.
Vitus?
Vitus.
I was
Yeah,
going to go with Vitus. Okay.
yeah.
You'll be playing Vitus in the Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. This cast is amazing. There's
Yeah.
you, Al Fanning, Ray Fiennes, Kieran Culkin, Glenn Close. Like you're working with actual legends here.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
yeah.
so who are your like? What can you tell us? Like who are your scenes mostly with?
Um, Let me just say this. My
Mhm.
most of my scenes are with Vitus's sort of other half,
Iris.
Proserpina, which is played by Iris Apatow, who I now consider a very close friend. She's lovely,
Yeah.
and we're having a lot of fun. Uh,
Okay, great.
yeah, but so I without to not spoil anything, I would say
Yeah.
Iris.
Okay, and you don't have to say yes or you could say yes or no. Does Vitus and Iris's character find love in a hopeless place, or are they just buddies?
Good question. You know what? I have an answer for this, but I think it's funnier if the audience can interpret that their own
Okay,
way.
okay. And then this is the final question. And I know like you can't really say. So all you have to do is blink once if it's true. There's a rumor that Jennifer and Josh make a cameo.
Please, come on. You want I do you think I know enough about this production for that to no, I don't I
They wouldn't
can't
even
say
tell you.
I could hey, I'm oblivious.
I love it. And did you read the original Hunger Games books? Because that's like one of my favorite series.
I actually have one of them right behind me.
Oh,
It was funny. My little brother, when I got the part, he just went on and borrowed all of the books from his school's library, which I found very sweet. And so he started reading them, and I was like, maybe I should do that too.
yeah.
And so I did. So yeah, I did. Yeah,
Okay, to wrap, what shows are you binging yourself if you have time right now?
yeah. Well, with the time, you know what I find it very hard to consume like really good writing
Yeah.
because it just travels me to a different place, and I feel like I need to stay put where I am. So I got to give a shout out to Swedish Survivor.
Ooh.
Awesome show. So I'm binging that. I'm also I just finished looking at the latest season of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, so
Uh,
good.
so
I
good.
still have the last season to watch too.
Oh, it's amazing. Go watch it. It's good. It's really good. And what else? Last night I saw the Charlie Sheen documentary. That's
That's amazing.
yeah.
You're like Swedish Survivor and Charlie Sheen. I would
Yeah,
love to see those two things combined, to be honest,
that's hilarious. Charlie Sheen in Survivor. That's a good
right?
pitch. Yeah.
And then the last movie that made you cry on an airplane.
Ooh, good question. Does it have to be a movie?
No, it can be a series too.
The freshest one in my mind is watching um watching the funeral scene in Succession, the latest season.
With the dad.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
that was really hard to watch.
yeah, I'm watching Kieran Culkin do a brilliant performance. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so A Life's Worth premiered October 30th on Viaplay and is available weekly until November 27th. And then I guess to wrap, what's next for you? Are you manifesting working with any actors? People love to manifest things, so let's try it.
Yeah, I'm manifesting a ton. It's I'm fully focused on my work here in Berlin right now. And then I haven't been home in like 3 months.
Ooh,
So I'm excited to get home and relax a little bit. And then I have some stuff lined up, and
yeah.
I'm very excited for that to come through.
Okay, all
And
right.
I'm keeping the manifesting going, you
Yeah.
know,
And he's like, I'm keeping the manifesting in a box and not
and
telling.
close to my heart. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All
Yeah.
right. Guys, check out A Life's Worth on Viaplay. It is really beautiful. Edvin does some really gorgeous work in this, and it will make you cry. So don't watch it on an airplane. Edvin, thank you so much. Do you have
Oh
any
yeah.
final words?
Thank you, Reshma. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, go watch A Life's Worth. It's
I,
a beautiful show.
it's awesome. It will make you cry
Yeah.
nonstop.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Reshma.
Edvin, thanks so much. I'm going to
Thank
tell
you.
Renee you're a big fan of Hamilton.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
All right.
I also just watched her in A House of Dynamite, and she was brilliant.
Oh, I haven't
Uh,
watched her in that. Oh, let's talk
get
later.
on it.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, thank you. Bye.